The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
Now we've got a number of production updates coming to us from the miners. So our pick for stock of the day today is Evolution Mining. Updating today, saying it's on track to deliver guidance of between 710 and 780,000 ounces of gold, 70 to 80,000 tonnes of copper, at an all-in sustaining cost of between $14.75 and $15.75 an ounce, which it says is one of the lowest in the sector. Evolution's Managing Director Laurie Conway is saying the company is on track for more than $1.9 billion of operating cash flow for FY25. And in fact, just seeing the break up there, I think it's certainly that tailwind from copper. It makes up about 30% of its total revenue all up. In fact, we've got a number of stocks in the gold sector today, but let's take a look at Evolution then. Henry, how are you seeing Evolution?
Well, Andrew, I'm pretty scared actually that we're in October. I'm not quite sure where this year has gone. It was one that we decided to, I pushed to take some profits at around $4 much earlier this year, and it kind of went sideways to downwards, and certainly we had a chance to get back in again. Of course, the gold price has pushed ahead, especially in Aussie dollar terms, and Evolution has recovered, I guess, from that mini wobble, and showing really a clean pair of heels today and doing very, very well. Nothing at all wrong with this. Jake Klein, the chair of this one these days, is a very smooth operator. Management is very good. Those all-in sustaining costs are good. Production is good. And I think to an extent, our gold miners really have been not really believing that we've got gold in Aussie dollar terms, nearly $4,000 an ounce. And when you're pumping it out at $1,500, in terms of the margins are pretty huge. Obviously, that is pretty good for Evolution. So, couple that with the copper exposure, I think this one is continuing to go higher. I've been bleating on about this one for some time. I would say this is definitely a hold here. If you still like the gold price, then you would be looking. This is one of the premier gold and copper exposures you can get in Australia. I think it's been a class act, and every pullback has been an opportunity. I don't think that has really changed, but you do have to have a relatively bullish outlook on gold, which has run extraordinarily hard on the back of various macro factors. But it certainly has proven to be an absolute winner for investors this year, and Evolution the same. So it is in the hold basket if you're looking to get into the gold space and you're coming to it late. This should be top of your shopping list on any kind of weakness.
All right, so you're still looking at the bigger producers then, not further down the list there? Are you venturing into the explorers and developers at all?
I can be tempted down the list, Andrew. I run a small cap portfolio, so Evolution unfortunately doesn't fall into that remit. So that is a bit of an issue. I am long at the moment Vault Minerals, VAU is the stock code there. That's the old Red 5, which has done, it's been improving. I guess at the moment people are struggling maybe to come to terms with a new ticker code, but it has had a couple of issues, but it has started to rebound a little bit. It got up to nearly 50 cents. I think that one's still got plenty of upside to run, to be honest. I think that's still got 45 cents written all over it. So I still like the gold space. It's been interesting to watch Bellevue as well, which has been, it was struggle street for a long time. And I was certainly questioning my investment thesis there, but it has been on a bit of a tear up from around $1.15 to $1.47. So, gold stocks are cyclical, and you have to be prepared to trade them. And sometimes you have to be prepared to sell into the rises and buy into the falls to play that cyclical the way that the stocks move. So, Bellevue is one that I hold, and as I say, Vault as well. I was in De Grey, but we sold out of that at on a bit of a stop loss, which I regret. But there you go.
Well, in fact, we're going to have a look at another couple of gold stocks later in the show. So, Andrew, thoughts on Evolution?
Yeah, certainly I like it, and the chart's moving in the right direction. I might also note, though, that short interest is equally starting to rise, albeit off a low base, but short interest is starting to rise, which is always interesting in that it's people betting that the share price might come off, the counter-cyclical view. I certainly like their low cost, like the fact where the spot price is. I was looking at their most recent quarterly announcement. They've added $80 million in cash to their balance sheet over the last 90 days. So they're now sitting on just under $500 million worth of cash, which is not a bad effort. And of course, that copper exposure that you just mentioned before, about 30%. So lots to like about it. Probably the only thing I don't like is the share price. Consensus is about $4.20 odd. It's $4.80 odd. So again, with Henry, it seems to be sort of bouncing off around that $4 mark quite consistently all the way back to 2018. So if it was to go back to $4, I'd be super interested, but certainly given where gold's going and the fundamentals of it, whilst it's going up, keep riding it so it's a hold.
All right, that is a double hold then for our stock of the day, Evolution Mining.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.